Welcome to the Evangelical Eddie channel. Hope you're all enjoying the Christmas season. Now, it can be frustrating this time of year when you're celebrating Christmas, and when you go out and look around, everyone who is celebrating, their celebrations have nothing to do with Jesus.
And how can it be a celebration of the birth of Christ and somehow he be left out? But that's how it is.
Well, tell you what, my opinion is we should take a lesson from Paul. In Acts 17, Paul was in Athens and he had a similar frustration. People were worshiping idols instead of the one true God, much like many do in the Christmas season here in America. If you think about the connection between Acts 17 and pagan customs at Christmas, it lies in the theme of confronting idolatry. Just as Paul addressed the Athenians' worship of various gods and idols, the discussion about pagan customs at Christmas often revolves around the incorporation of pre-existing traditions in the Christian celebrations. Critics argue that certain Christian customs, like the use of evergreen trees or the date of December 25th, have roots in pagan practices, and some of that is true. However, there's also an opportunity here to use those elements of our culture to preach Christ, to bring it back to Christ. Just the way Paul did with the statues, the idols that he saw in Athens when he said, "How about this statue to the unknown God? Let me tell you who this unknown God is."
Ye men of Athens, I perceive that in all things ye are too superstitious. For as I passed by and beheld your devotions, I found an altar with this inscription: to the unknown God, whom therefore ye ignorantly worship. Him declare I unto you.
God, that made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands, neither is worshipped with men's hands, as though he needed anything.
We can do the same with the different traditions we see in our culture today.
For us as believers, on the other hand, we have to cut through the clutter and set aside all of the nonsense that tends to smother the reality of the birth of Christ, and joyfully and thankfully and with worshiping hearts focus on the greatest gift that God has ever given, the unspeakable gift of His Son, our Savior. And I hope this Christmas season you'll be able to focus on Him, that you'll be able in time with family and friends and even non-believers to be able to make Christ the issue, to bring Him to the front, to bring Him to the fore. That, of course, is the desire of the Lord Himself, and that would be our desire for you, and I know it's your desire as well. So let's do this. Let's make Christ the real center of Christmas.
And for those that don't know Christ, let's use the symbols that surround us this season to point towards Him, just like Paul did with the idol dedicated to the unknown God, and make Him known. Merry Christmas, everybody.